Hi everyone, today we're looking at back button focusing on the Canon EOS R. Now this small change in how you acquire focus might actually make a big difference in your photography. Back button focusing is a camera technique where your focus is actually acquired using a button on the back of your camera. In this case on the Canon EOS R, it's labeled AF on instead of using the shutter button on the front of the camera. Basically how it works is that normally when you are trying to focus on a subject with your camera, you half press the shutter button, and when you half press the shutter button, that gets your focus going, and then when you press the button all the way, you take your picture. So with back button focusing, the shutter only takes the picture and the back button handles the focus. This separates shooting from focusing, giving you more control. So why would you use back button focusing? There are four main reasons why you would use back button focusing. Number one is that you have more control over focus. So you can focus on your subject, and if you need to recompose your subject, you can recompose and shoot without having to refocus using the shutter. Reason number two is that you don't get accidental refocusing. This is especially useful when you're taking portraits or still subjects, where when you get the focus, you don't want the camera hunting for focus again when you take your picture. Well, it looks like it has started to rain out here, so I'm going to move inside and continue with the video. Okay, I'm out of the rain and inside now, and we continue with reason number three why we would use back button focus. And that is, it works really well with moving subjects. So if you're shooting sports or you're doing wildlife, you can hold down the AF on button or the back button continuously while you shoot. Reason number four is that back button focus works really well when it is paired with servo autofocus continuous mode on the camera. And this is because you're the one who decides when to activate that continuous AF. If you are doing it the other way around, every time you half press before you take your photo, it activates the autofocus, and you might not want it to do that. So you can think of it this way: instead of your shutter button having two functions, to focus and also to take the picture, you are separating that function and assigning one of the functions to the back button. And so by separating them, you have much more control of your shooting. Setting up back button focusing on the Canon EOS R is very simple. All you do is you go to your menu, and then you navigate to your custom menu number 3, and what you want to do there is look for the customize button menu, and then you want to scroll to your AF on button and you customize it so that it starts AF and also metering. Next, what you want to do is to scroll to the button half press and set to metering start only. This disables autofocus from the shutter button, and so this setup removes autofocus from the shutter button and moves it to the back button. So go ahead and try back button focusing using maybe a still subject, focus, recompose and shoot, or you can try using portrait photography, focus on the eye, recompose and shoot, or you can also try it with moving subjects that are walking, either in sports photography or subjects in wildlife photography. That's it for today. See you next time.